Have you ever wondered how you can incorporate comprehension practice into your book club units in a structured and systematic way? Sometimes it can be really challenging as a classroom teacher with students who are in 5 different book club groups reading 5 different books to come up with comprehension prompts for each of those groups. In this video, we will be talking about our no prep solution for incorporating comprehension practice into those book club units in the classroom setting. Hi, I'm Laura from Ascend Smarter Intervention, where we make research-based instruction easy and accessible. Today, I'm going to be walking you through one of our comprehension companions that we designed specifically for book club units. And the great thing about this resource is you can use it with any book. The prompts are already there. They're not going to change from book to book. And so it's ready to print and go for all of those book club units that you're running in your classroom. Our comprehension companion also aligns with the 5 levels of comprehension. So there are activities for students to start practicing with direct recall, organizing, making connections, making leaps, and then also analyzing text at a deeper level. To get started using the comprehension companion, each student is going to need their own copy. They're going to get to take turns performing different roles that align with the different levels of comprehension. We'll go ahead and jump in and take a look at what those roles look like. So the first role that we're going to talk about is Wordfinder. And the Wordfinder's job is to look for specific phonics patterns in their book club book. So for example, if your students are working on BCCV division, they can look for words that follow that division pattern. If they are working on CK, they can be looking for words with that CK pattern. And again, this is not a comprehension activity, but we don't want to separate out comprehension from that decoding skill. We want students to be practicing applying their phonics knowledge that they've been working on in class and in reading to authentic literature as well. And so we're going to still incorporate that here in this comprehension companion. The next role we're going to talk about is the definer. And the definer's job is to look for unknown words in the text as they read and to think about what part of the sentence they're seeing that word in, what part of speech it has, and any other context clues that can help them to guess the meaning of that unfamiliar word. And then after they make their own guess, they're going to look up the actual definition of the word to check and see if they were right. And so when all the students come together at their book club meetings, the definer can share the word that they found in the text and ask other students to guess the meaning and then tell them the correct meaning of that word as well. So now we're going to move into the roles that match with those levels of comprehension that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So the first level of comprehension is recall. And so now we're going to look at the job of the recaller. And the recaller is looking for key information in the text. So they're just directly recalling information and putting it on this paper. They're going to answer the 5 W questions: who or what, did what, when, where, and why. And then at book club meeting, they can go ahead and share that information with their peers. The next level of comprehension is organizing. And so our next role for our book club units is going to be the organizer. So the organizer's job is to think about all the information in the portion of the book that they read, and they're going to organize that information into first, next, then, and last, as well as into a main idea sentence using who or what, did what, when, where, why, how, and then they can share this information with their peers as well at their book club meeting. The third level of comprehension is going to be making connections. And so our next role is going to be the connector. And the connector's job is to make connections to their own life, from the text that they just read to another text and to the world. And then in addition, they're trying to make some higher level connections. So they're going to try and make a compare and contrast connection, which can be between 2 books, could be with 2 characters within the text. And then they're also going to try and make at least one cause and effect connection as well. That 4th level of comprehension is going to be making leaps. And so our next role is going to be the leaper. And the leaper's job is to try and take the information provided in the text, match it with something that they know in order to make inferences and predictions based on what they read. And again, at that book club meeting, they can share those inferences and predictions with their peers. and ask their peers whether they agree or disagree. And it's going to lead to some really good conversation within those book club groups. The fifth level of comprehension is analyzing. And so this is the highest level of comprehension. It's going to be a little bit trickier, but it's really going to help students to think more deeply about the text. So that analyzer is going to be thinking about if there is some sort of takeaway message they should be taking away with them, if this information matches information they already know, if they have questions, if perhaps there's some sort of author bias, if the information matches what they already know. And this is just really helping students to think more deeply about what they're reading and not just take it at surface level. So an additional role that we've also included is that discussion leader, and the discussion leader can come up with some questions for their group to discuss at those book club meetings. This can lead to a lot of really interesting conversations and gets the students analyzing a little bit more deeply the portion of the text that they read. I will be linking to a blog with more information about those 5 levels of comprehension and how you can incorporate comprehension instruction into your classroom. In addition, it will also have more information about the comprehension companion that we talked about in this video. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know when we post more videos like this with resources, tips, and tricks that we use with our students.